So I got kicked off of what I was recording. So I was talking about the poisonous clam bake, that the beacon is going off in a silent alarm in a paranormal space of where they're getting away with the last long count circadian cycle. They pulled all of the already pre-programmed dangerous criminals from that prior event when the Kurds lost their way in their territory and the lands were raped and all sorts of mysterious events happened in the heyday. I don't know. When I was speaking to Superman in the Lois Lane, Loislane, she was the daily reporter at Superman when it came out in 1970-something, when they were in a phone booth to change their outfits real quick before he became a superhero. Right, yeah, I don't know. You guys bought that story. I don't know why when I change it to a goddess and they make it real, you don't believe a thing. Where do you think the thoughts come from that make the movie? I'm just curious. It happens somewhere in reality. It just might not be the one you bought into or believe or are cognitively programmed to understand in just the right manner. So being that I am the low man on the totem pole that got kicked out of the proper astrological and cosmological alignment, and I'm the one who has the baby driving in the sidecar next to me, and I'm supposed to have NICKLAUS in front of me. I don't know, some German safety motorcycle of some sort with a side tricycle wheel, so this way you have some visual of him driving something into the future for the correct building permit and the correct build around your cognition when you're coming in on a scope and you're doing advanced intel, hoping that the policing force is getting the message from the God institutions that's trying to help the good children of Earth. We're not asking for money yet, because the criminals are stealing all of it and funding the even worse futures. That's how it got built wrong, and it stole, and it made all sorts of things. People woke up, and they thought they had been through wars that never happened. They looked around the landscape, they go, well, that makes sense, but that's not what the history books say. How did they get to be this? Who took away from them? Well, turns out the beacon in the Poision Clam bake, when Lois was calling for Superman's help, but Dad said, I have to put a silent tracker on you like a retriever dog. You already have one built in. It's a beacon. You are in endothermic, the extraterrestrial on all area, space, and time security patrol. So I'm going to send you into that set, hide behind the wall, or in the wall, however you work, and I'm only human, right? That's what the guy said. I said, okay. He says, just make sure you are never spotted. I said, okay, that's not hard. I'll just sit here forever, whatever, waiting for help to arrive, while all of the evil men are, before I walked into the wall, were sitting in a almost red light with things. I didn't know what they were, but they were buttons, and that is what he said. They were poisoning everybody's future, and that's how they were building the alternate problem of the cross that they were trying to get me to bear when I was born extra special with the sidecar, based on the fact they liked the new royals better, that they built into the landscape feature that never existed, and there are no records that go back that far. There's some fabricated stuff, but not enough to substantiate their claim, being that the Catholic Church in the Holy Roman Empire is named after me and my branch. There's other people who have documents around the world, including Russia, and the Albanian office was the closest one to the war. Go figure, that's the way Mussolini sent one guy who could substantiate as Julius Caesar's heir, or Octavian, whichever, with his granddaughter, with his future granddaughter, same age as he, or around about, and they could walk to Albania together into the royal office of whatever they do in Albania, because I've never been, I've never heard, and I don't speak the language. It makes it very tough in modern day. So this way he could sign custody of his future granddaughter over to Hitler, NICKLAUS Hitler, that day in the war with the paintings and stuff, in the field office, the Fidelis office for the royal crown of the correct the direct descendants of the proper Caesar, and for the Tsarina. I think they drew up the papers as Drusilla for a Druidic and a Runic, being the Russia is the kingdom of Rus. Runic, I believe, is what we used to say, and Druidic is Germanic. So that covered those bases of happy fairy tale ending. Please help us. So this way, we went into that field office. We made documentations of everything. They had my up ahead birth certificate. They had called ahead apparently, or whatever we do in extra special. I don't know. I just follow Hitler. Wherever he goes, I go. That's the way I like it forever. He takes care of the big stuff. So on my behalf, so we were all there together. It was documented, so nobody could say that no one was crazy or he wasn't there or whatever. There was normal people there. We were the extras on set, me and Hitler and my grandfather. Same age, go figure how that works, right? In English, it's no is right, and that's for the salt water is the NA, but they get the NO before, and then they put an extra N for NICKLAUS. Look at that, because we're going to have extra special Immaculate Conception, the Holy Roman Catholic Church, named after this man being Antonine Cattaruzza and his future granddaughter. Yeah, we do special things like that for the Holy Roman Empire and the Holy Catholics, that we can institutionally agree with the other religious institutions that go back far in time. We all agree that they're the ones. Great. Okay, so we documented that. We gave it to all area state and affairs. So why was the build still never taken care of properly for Tsarina Cattaruzza, goddess, with Antonine died poor? I mean, he had the house, was whatever, but he left it to Louis, and we had to skip, because Hitler asked, can I come and marry your granddaughter? Like, is there an age that matters? And he says, well, she's your wife. Whenever you want her, go claim her. He says, right, I know, but in your son's day, they have, certain schools and rules. I don't know. You have to look it up, how it gets built on the way in. But right from the up ahead of what we already knew, it was going to be hard to traverse Louis. Not really, because they don't really care, and we have ultimate say. So I don't get where we had a mandate for school. Was that more lies? That's what I'm thinking. But why did we have to then wait until 18? I mean, these are all these fabricated, like, tripwires that the security and the criminal, I mean, they pass between the Asian criminals from the buried dead army of the terracotta army. From that day and age, they pulled up the list of names of the most deadliest criminals that had lived at one point, and they sat them in front of terminals to terminally mess with the human's intellect and neural network on a timed procession. That was part of what Philip, the drummer boy, was starting up to make sure until his grandson and granddaughter of Charlotte's Web finally arrived to convince you all that he would keep beating his war drum and making sure everything was on the beat and melody of him benefiting, staying in the chosen position that he chose for himself and stole from my family, which we documented, which goes along with the Kurds as well, because the minute that I got cut out, so did they, and they got given a whole nother reality that wasn't supposed to be on their build. I'm responsible for the servicemen and the citizens. So the royal business partners, being the other people that call themselves royalty and run stuff as managers for the Crown Royale and for the God and for the Holy Roman Empire, being what I'm in control of, I'm supposed to keep the managers in like an octopus, like a spider with their hands out, with their tentacles out of different things. I'm supposed to keep those in check from hurting the people below. what's happened is they took away the all area manager and put her on the bottom, and then they like put a siphon on top of everybody's head and the neural network, and now they're like, pay me or I'm going to hurt this one today, or pay me and it'll be this one. So now it's the extortion network. So the all area servicemen who value their families, anything in a uniform, who I'm their representative from godly places and in business territory, if you're accepting a paycheck, could you just get with like maybe a unit or like them all and agree that the world's not working, it's dangerous, I might have a point or two, and maybe you could just like get together and agree not to hurt one another and watch over any, like, I don't know, and then come for me. So this way they can like overthrow evil like quick. I don't know. I thought that was an easy plan. I don't know. It takes you all so long on a tiered succession. That's going to be really difficult in the future if you don't hurry the fuck up. Where did you think the world was ever going to change if you keep doing the same stupid routine and asking the same stupid questions? All area stupid human. I'm just curious.